Okay guys, hopefully the third time's the charm. Seems that I went live on my personal page. Sorry about that. I just spent 10 minutes talking to all of my family and friends. So thankfully somebody messaged me and said, hey, I can't find this. Where are you at? And that explains why also comments and things weren't popping up. So I am really, really sorry about that. So we're going to start from the beginning, and thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for those who were like wondering where the heck I was. I appreciate that. So what we're going to be looking at tonight are the stamps, the stamp bundles that come with framelits, and we're going to be looking at the ones with punches. We're going to be looking at the different embossing folders. Last week we looked at all the bells and whistles, the designer papers, the ribbons, the embellishments, some of the new paper packs, the envelope packs, and things like that in the holiday catalog. So tonight, again, what we're looking at are the stamps. A couple of things before we actually start looking at the stamps, though, is I choose to do business by placing 3 large orders a year, 1 with each catalog, and that's how I budget and that's how I run my business. Do you need to own all of the products that I own as a demonstrator to be a demonstrator, to reach goals, to have a successful Stampin' Up! Business? Absolutely not. It is not a requirement at all in any way, shape, or form. It's something that brings me joy. It's how I've chosen to run my business. It's how I've chosen to budget and spend the money that I make as a demonstrator. As demonstrators, we have lots and lots of choices of how we invest in our business. So don't think that what I do is something that you have to do to be a demonstrator, if that makes sense. In addition, you're not going to see all of the stamps tonight. I don't like all of the stamps in the holiday catalog, and that's totally okay. I love that Stampin' Up! Saves me from myself. It's okay to have differences. I was saying on my personal page, my friend and I are going to a football game tomorrow night, and we're each rooting for the opposite team, but we're still friends. So you're going to like things that I don't like. And so I love the great variety in this catalog. It's one of the biggest varieties that I've seen in a long time. So I'm going to switch us over to the desk view, because I know you didn't come here to see me, and you didn't patiently wait for 10 minutes for me to show up to see me. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at all of the amazing stamps and bundles and good stuff. So let's switch over here. So what we're looking at is the stamps that are in this catalog. It's a 54-page catalog filled, as I said, with one of the greatest varieties I've seen in a long time. If you do not have a demonstrator in the United States that you work with and you would like a copy of this catalog, then just simply Facebook message me your email address as well as your address, and I will get one out to you. If you also do not have a copy of this catalog and would like a copy of this catalog, let me know at the same time. So let's take a look at the amazing products. And we're going to start first with just the stamps. And I'm going to pull them all out here on the table, because I had already shifted them once across the table to my little bucket beside me, and I don't want them filling up the table, so that we can move. And I'll just put a couple of them. How about that? Like right here. Okay, so these are the stamps that are just single stamps. There's not a coordinating framelit, edgelit, thinlit, or punch with them, but they still all interact very well together. They look beautiful with the papers and the ribbons and the embellishments. A lot of things cross over very, very well with the products in the annual catalog. So this is Feathers and Frost. So kind of fun little one. You've got a couple little elements to color. You've got your sweet little birds. This one is the same style as our floral statements from the annual catalog. And again, you get, choose to color or not color. And speaking of coloring, there are quite a few stamps that give you the opportunity to color. So you're going to want to make sure that you take advantage of the watercolor pencils, those new colors that are available this month only until August 31st, because you're going to definitely be wanting some of those color pencils to coordinate with what's in this holiday catalog. So don't forget those. So we've got this one here, Joy and Noel. We've got our beautiful Pleasant Pheasants. And again, when you look at a stamp set like this, you think, oh my gosh, that's kind of busy. That's a lot of coloring. Think about how pretty this would be just with dark early espresso on crumb cake. Sometimes just that tone on tone and that simplicity is a beautiful thing. And if I'm not answering your comments and things like that, I apologize. For some reason, comments aren't coming up tonight. It keeps telling me to reload. And every time I reach over to reload, as I'm doing right now, it's not reloading it, so I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm not ignoring you, and I always do go back through all of your comments looking for questions and things like that. So keep giving those hearts and loves, you know, those smiley faces. Trust me, I will see all of them at some point, so please do that. Illuminated Christmas. You've already seen me use the sweet little angel on the sample that I did, where I created little tags for a giving tree or an angel tree. When you get the catalog, look for the sample that was made with the graceful glass vellum that features this. Really pretty. This is one that I know I'm going to be using. We just started working with a real estate agent, and I know that she'll be getting a Christmas card made with this. And hopefully with a new home. It may or may not happen, but who knows. But it would be nice to use this sentiment, even though we have a house now. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, guys. We'll see what happens. But I'll be home for Christmas. Great, pretty set there. This is one of my favorites in the catalog. The sentiments just really touch my heart. So grateful for someone like you in my life. Simply thankful for all the good things. You are the happy to my day. And again, that versatility where these can be used alone, and this one actually matches designer series paper in that suite, or they can be placed atop of this can. They also work with the jar of love. So lots of different interactive possibilities with that one. This one here doesn't look like much, and it's one that we're going to actually have to create samples of. It's one that you're going to need to stamp probably at least 3 times to get the look that you're trying to achieve, because of the style of this stamp. So when you see it like this, it doesn't look like much. We're going to need to bring it to life for you. This is a stamp set. Again, this was another one of my favorites that I was drawn to. First off, I just love the soft wheat and the organdy bow. But it was this element right here because I see it all the way into spring. I see so many different flowers around it. But of course, it's also going to be a Christmas wreath. And then just the greeting, sending you our thoughts and prayers, wishing you well. I love that little sentiment. Of course, we all love to see Santa go to the beach after the holidays, knowing that he's taking a well-deserved vacation. And then here we've got him also taking over the elves and Mrs. Claus's chores as the chef, so he's cooking something up. And he's delivering on his little scooter this time. We've got another opportunity for you to use those great watercolor pencils, Stampin' blends, the new shimmer paints, all different ways of coloring. Watercoloring, you've got that here with the Great Joy. You've already seen me showcase this one, and I bet it's on the top of all of your lists when it comes to be September 5th. Lots of great stuff here with this one. Then we have Trick or Treat. You did see Scare Up a Little Bit of Fun, but look at those sweet little animals. I think we could be making some cards with, you know, if you're vet tech, your veterinarians, your animal shelters, and fun things like that. This is a stamp set by our $1 Million Achiever, Ruth Snyder. A very great versatile set. You've got a couple of different seasonal possibilities with this set. You've got some great corner elements that look good on a card, look great on tags, as well as the corner of your envelope. So great elements there. So nice set, Ruth. We've got Sincerely Santa. This goes with our tag kit in the catalog. I love that the stamps are available separately. You don't have to purchase the whole bundle just to get the stamps or just to get the tags, that they're available separately. So that's kind of fun. Then this one, look at this element. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Ah, there should be an ooh ah button instead of just the smiley hearts and all that. Facebook needs a whole lot more choices than what they've given us, but this is an ooh ah. I love that. And then of course, who doesn't love snowmen? And this one's going to go into Valentine's Day, especially for those of you that live in an area where it's cold and there's snow. Love never melts. So it's going to be a great Valentine card. And this guy just flat out looks happy. He's doing the happy dance. I might do some congratulatory, celebratory, you know, you rock or something, because look how happy he is. Oh my gosh, he's just having himself a fine and wine time. We've got our Cambridge Carols, for those of you who liked the Cozy Cottage host set a while back last year. We have this great set that's got that similar feel. We've got a lot of nice sentiments in this holiday catalog this year. A lot of beautiful greetings for the insides of your cards, but also look great on the outside. We've got this sweet angel, and we've got kind of more of an older Victorian feel to it. I really, really like this one. I like the readability, if that's the right word, of the fonts. I don't feel like I need my bifocals. And then I've got this great big, beautiful Rejoice to put on the front of a card. So those are our single stamps. So now let's take a look at some of the bundles. This bundle here, oops, that's the trees. Hold on, at the deer. I think I got them crisscrossed here. Yes, okay, there we go. So this bundle here, you've got your die cut words. Let me just pull one out here for you. So you've got your different words. Christmas, Merry, Happy, and Holidays are the words that cut out. You've got 2 tag areas, and then of course you've got lots of ways to mix and match. And of course happy goes with birthday, so you could do something fun like that. So we have that bundle. Then we have the Dashing Deer. Oh, I love deer. And you've got, again, some beautiful corner elements, and it's got some elements like these corner elements, the tiny little flower you could die cut. But again, you've got some elements that are not actually a stamp, but are going to be gorgeous. And here's that deer already cut out. I've got a project that I'll be videotaping here in just a little bit. So you've got that element cut out. So let's keep going here. Our next one is Signs of Santa, and I've already shown you a sample with that. And this is the one where both elves, the Santa, the buggy, the presents, the signpost, and Mrs. Claus all cut the designer series paper as well as the stamped image. So that one has its coordinating framelets for you to work with. This one is called Nothing Sweeter. Very nice, bold stamp set, quick and easy, and you've got some great elements here. I should have had them all pulled out and ready, but look at those fun edges. Those aren't just for this set. I mean, think about all the fun things that you can put a stitch scallop trim on, a stitch zigzag on. Look how pretty that is. And then for those of you that are quilting and fabric and all of that stuff, but lots of great things for you. The presents, everything layer, so lots of good things there for you with this bundle. Then we have Farmhouse Christmas. This one has the fun old truck and the house. It's got a tree. I love the shape of that, something that fits inside of our either our stitch circles or our regular circles. Here, this is a fence, guys. Can you see that? How fun is that fence? Is that cool? And then you've got the house, the tree. Look at all these elements. And again, look at how many tiny little bows you could cut out. You could make a fun shaker card. So fun things there with that one. And we're still looking at bundles. Here we have beautiful baubles. Again, another great opportunity to color. I think this one would be gorgeous on vellum and colored behind to get that, what do you call it? Stained glass effect. That's what I'm looking for. That's my words today. Look at that. And again, this doesn't have to be, look at this piece right here, guys. Look at this. I just want a day where I do nothing but die cut. So I've got to put that on my schedule coming up here. I'm going to sit and play. I played with the buffalo check and some other things, but now I just need to sit down with some of these ideas here and play with them. This is called First Frost. This is the most amazing, amazing bundle. And you're going to see some paper from that here in just a few minutes. But congratulations. Okay, wishing you all the best. Those can be any kind of seasons. Any kind of seasons. Oops, and that's the little tiny takeout Thinlet box. Sorry about that. But First Frost, and that was actually a single stamp. That's not a bundle, so sorry about that. Got them turned around there, guys. Totally kind of confused the heck out of you. It'll make sense when you see the candle. So here's the takeout box, and I should have brought the takeout box to the table to see it, but it's itty bitty. I mean, it's just tiny. It's the sweetest little thing. And I love it because it's not expensive to fill. I mean, you could put 2 Hershey Kisses in it. It's great. Sometimes treat boxes are absolutely beautiful, but till you fill them, they become very expensive. The favor that you're creating now becomes very expensive. And if you don't fill them, then it kind of looks chintzy and cheap, right? So this is kind of the perfect size for some fun little things that you're going to be able to put into it. And then you've got some great, again, carrying over into Valentine's. Enjoy can just be all year long. This is for you is all year long. Less tricks, more treats, definitely for Halloween. Some Christmas cheer. You could put a nice piece of fudge down inside that little box. And I did post one that day when I was all excited. And here's the Frosted Blooms framelits. Sorry, I'm all confused and discombobulated. Man, you just need to ignore me. What happens when you get off script, right? 10 minutes of talking to your friends. So there's those leaves and those elements for that. No fussy cutting those beautiful Frosted Blooms. And I haven't played yet to see what they cut out from the paper. So we'll have to see, because Stampin' Up! Seems to be doing more and more of that. This is our beautiful Blizzard. This is a really cool background. I mean, look at this. Look at these marks. And they don't really look like snow. I mean, they could just be any kind of fun, you know, watercolor blob effect on lots of other kinds of cards. And then this one has a framelit that's a big 4 inches by 5 inches. So look at this. You're definitely going to want to have that precision plate handy. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, we're going to keep marching along. We've got Peaceful Poinsettia. Again, another opportunity to color, another large size greetings, ones that, again, you don't need your bifocals to see. And then this one has beautiful, look at that. That's going to be amazing, cut out of the glimmer paper. And the new glimmer paper cuts so much easier. The cauldron, you've already seen us play with that. And then the framelits match the hat and the cauldron and the witch. You've got some fun little pieces in that one. Then I keep reaching back behind me here. Let's see what we have. This one here is interesting, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not real sure about it, and I'm not real sold on it after we played with it. And again, this is a product review. I'm never going to lie to you and, you know, try to talk you into something. I'm going to be as honest as I am about my experiences with something with you. So I'm not quite sure about this. I do love how this stamps, because what this is one big stamp. It's not a bunch of little stamps. I think I'm going to actually buy a second one to cut apart, but this is one big stamp that is, it does have a few greetings, but it's just one big stamp that this matches. So I can cut them all out at once. So I guess I need to do a little bit more playing, but my initial reaction to this is, it's this one. I'll be honest, it's not one of my favorite, but I maybe need to play with it a little bit more and see what I can do to bring it to life. Alpine Adventures. Now I love this. Isn't this gorgeous? Makes you feel like you should be out in the woods cross-country skiing. And then look at those framelets, guys. Come on, look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at the elements. Aren't those beautiful? Two different sleds. So, and the interesting thing, again, if you paid attention, this framelit doesn't match a stamp set. So you're going to want to be watching to see. A lot of the framelits now have what we would call bonus pieces. So that's kind of fun to have those elements. And we've already done Cauldron. Almost done with these bundles here. We have Bring on the Presents. Look at these. Again, not Christmas. That opportunity to add stripes and images to projects. So you're going to be able to do that. Isn't that fun? Thinking outside the box there. And then that bow, this big bow here, it's not just a Christmas bow. That's a party bow. You know, that's a beautiful package bow. And so this is, the only two things that make this Christmas is this greeting here and this greeting here. The rest of it is all year long. And then look at these pieces, guys. Look at this. And I love that there's two of each, instead of having to run it through twice if you're trying to do a top and a bottom, or if you're trying to do a double row. Look at that. And then look at this fun big bow. We're going to have fun cutting that one out. So I love elements like this. It'd be fun to see a framelit set with just a whole bunch of different elements like this. Kind of like the lace set, but just different lines and images like that. So I love that. This one I think is going to be hot. And this one just, I think this one's going to tell Lovely as a Tree and Rooted in Nature to move over this into the woods. This is your birch, your big fir. Look at this. You're going to be doing a lot of fun brayering techniques with this one. I can see this one where they do those kind of nature scenes, and some of the things that they were doing with waterfront, kind of doing those whole landscaping, watercolor scene looks. You're going to be able to do that with this very, very well. So, and then here's your framelits to go with that. And again, look at these bonus pieces. Aren't those fun? Okay. That one's going to be a hot one. Hot, hot, hot one. This one here, Falling Leaves. Isn't this beautiful? Thinking of you with a grateful heart. Harvest of Thanks, Thankful. Then we have our Detailed Leaves. And again, you've got this beautiful border, guys. Two of them. One is, look at these borders. I mean, it's not going to be fun to cut those edges out. I love all the different options now that we have for adding just that little bit of extra to our cards with all of these borders. There's so many different ones in all of these different sets. And then I showed you a little element of this. I showed you the branch and the owl in one of the pictures on the day that we did this. Wishing you a season filled with beauty and joy, sending warm wishes your way. I guess a nice mixture of fonts, greetings, generic year-round greetings. Great way to bring stuff back in. And then you've got, look at that. There's the owl, and then this one is not the owl. This one is just a whole separate owl. Okay, this framelit is for this owl, and then this is just a beautiful, like, what do they call that? Sharon Schnitta or whatever, where they do that fancy cutting. So that's what that one is. So now let's take a look at, we've got a couple of bundles that have punches. So we have Peaceful Noel, and it goes together with this, but I can't look at this without seeing deer antlers. That's all I can see when I look at this is deer antlers, but it is a fun green piece. Then we have an interesting trio that goes together in the holiday catalog. We have these sweet, fun little light bulbs with this piece here that is actually the light bulb that cuts out all of these different shapes. So you have the Making Christmas Bright, and that's the bundle. And then this is an extra stamp set that's available that has a penguin, it has a spider web, has a pine cone, has a heart, a flower, a snowflake, has a bunny, has bunny ears. This is going to be your feather. These are just different elements that would go around the tip. You've got another fun little wreath. These have merry and bright, so they've got some words. So that's a fun trio. That's something new and different. We've not done something like that. And then 2 other punches. We have Spooky Sweets. And this punch not only punches the stamped image, but it punches bats from the designer series paper that's part of this suite. And then we have the Candy Cane Season. And you've got this punch here, and I haven't checked it against the paper yet. But nice sweet season there. And then lastly, what we have is we have 3 new amazing folders. So let's look first. This folder here, and I took them out of the wrap, so I don't know their names. I'm sorry. But this is what it looks like. And I couldn't resist doing it embossed, or in vellum, and then embossing it on vellum. And this is a traditional folder. It's not one of those thick folders. It's a traditional sized folder. So it's sized for your card front. So I see swirls in this. I see this for the snowmen, but I also just see it as a beautiful background. So that's fun. The other one that you're really seeing a lot of that people are really, really enjoying is this tin foil. And this is one of the dynamic folders, okay? And it's a large one. It's one of the 6x6 ones. And I just wanted you to see what it looked like on the paper. Look how deep and rich. Isn't that beautiful? I wish I could be seeing your comments. I'm so sorry that I can't. Now this one here, this one is really, really deep. And what I found was that when I just worked with it with the traditional way that you would do a sandwich, is I found that it was cutting my paper. Okay, and sometimes that's an okay look that you want because it's really grungy, really distressed, kind of shows the white lining fiber back pieces of that. But sometimes you want it to look like this. And so what I found was if I took the mat from our new embossing mat set for the Big Shot, and I took my paper and I put it in, I laid this on top, and I ran it through like this with the Stampin' Up! Facing, and I ran it through like this, then it didn't cut through for me. So that worked. I understand that you could also use vellum, but for me, just grabbing this mat because it sits by my Big Shot worked great, and I didn't get these pieces. Now again, these pieces could be fun and I could do something great with them. So, you know, if you want them to split, then don't use anything. If you want that nice, really detailed, because this is really, really deep. This is like a washboard, guys, okay? So again, using this blue mat really worked well for me. So we've got that. And now what I want to do is I want to show you some cards, something I was working on this evening that really don't have anything to do with the stamps. It's a reminder for you about colorful seasons. Don't forget that this stamp set, you've got 15 days left to purchase this bundle. It's exclusive to August. You won't see it in future publications. You won't be able to get your hands on it outside of maybe a demonstrator who's selling it next year, because we're not allowed to sell them for a full year. And so it's going to be a long time till you get your hands on these. Nothing else, you want these. So in the catalog, there in the holiday catalog, we have these gold and silver note cards. And what I found was these make lickety-split fast cards. Because what you're going to be able to do is take advantage of this border. This is a traditional card. This is 5.5 by 4.25. So if you take your designer series paper and cut it down to 4 inches by 5.25, very quickly you can put some note cards together. And these aren't totally finished. I will be finishing them up and posting them in the coming days. But here's an example. So here's your card, right? I cut this designer series paper down. You lay that on. Now you've got that gold border. Die cut your piece, and then you'll have your greeting, and you're going to be done, good to go, okay? Here's another example, and this is something fun for you with this one. With this one, I distressed that tin foil. What I did was I just sponged it in places, and then I just tapped some Versamark on with a dauber and went ahead and embossed a couple of places. This one's going to get the suede down here in the corner, and then it will say, you are amazing to me, is what that one's going to say, and coordinate. But again, there's just that silver piece around the edge, so it went together fast. Here's another example. So we've got this beautiful paper. Isn't that gorgeous? And again, that gold behind it is that note card. And I just added a little bit. Can you see the extra shimmer? I just added Wink of Stella on the glitter balls. So that little extra. And I've got a gold circle, again, from the Stitch Seasons. and then give you a chance to see those framelits in action. There's your happy holidays. Gotta lay it down flat. So quick, fun, easy on that one. Okay, this is one of the reasons why you're going to need the watercolor pencils that are only available till August 31st, and that's because Gorgeous Grape is one of the pencils in that pack, and this beautiful Frosted Florals does have Gorgeous Grape in it. So cut a piece of that, cut some silver, cut a Gorgeous Grape thank you, and that quick and easy, I have a sweet thank you card to send to somebody. Again, taking advantage of this. Here's another example. So you've got your gold, we've got our Broadway bound designer series paper. It's suddenly gold edged. Have a little label here, and I'm going to put happy birthday on that card. Quick, simple, clean, pretty. Okay. So we've got silver. We've got the flip side of the Broadway bound. Looks great against the silver. We've got a black stitch circle. We've got happy birthday and melon mambo to match the hats. Beautiful little silver edge real fast without having to buy the silver or the gold foil paper. This one I'm not quite sure how I'm going to finish it off yet, but we've got our silver, and I wanted something that kind of had more of a, I'll say a manly or industrial feel to it. And so this is the back side of the Going Places designer paper. And somehow or another I'm going to end up with the thank you on it. So we'll do something to that. And then one last one for you, just to keep those ideas flowing for you, is this is paper. It's already been glued down to the gold, but you can see how fast these cards will go together, guys. And I don't want the green, I want the red. So, hold on just a second. So we've got Mary, and I have to finish poking the little thingies out, guys. And we have Christmas. And again, what those are, and there's 20 to a pack. You've got 20 note cards and envelopes that are gold, and then you've got 20 that are silver. But look how quick and how pretty those edge that and they lined it. And in addition, because you're doing it that way and you don't have that whole piece of, you don't have like a vanilla piece and then a foil piece and then your designer series paper, you don't have the weight in the card either. So great, great products. I hope that you guys are all excited. Don't forget that if you cannot wait till September 5th to order the product from the holiday catalog, that when you join Stampin' Up! And my team during this month, you can select $125 of product from this holiday catalog for just $99, and you'll enjoy free shipping on that, a free sample paper pumpkin, and you'll get both annual catalogs and holiday catalogs to share with family and friends. So if you'd like a copy of the catalog and you don't have a demonstrator, or if you're interested in joining my team and taking advantage of that amazing offer, just Facebook message me so that I can help you. And again, I apologize that I wasn't able to see your comments and your excitement tonight, but I'm going to indulge myself and take a few minutes and go back through all of your comments when I get over to my personal computer. And thank you guys again so much for your patience while I went live in the wrong area on Facebook tonight. Thanks, guys.